Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my gun out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard goddamn work being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front side, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it?
Game time proof.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We're coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I'm your host, Pete Karen Winder, joined as always by my man Steve Burrows.
Sup, y'all?
I thought we got away from you.
Well, I don't know. We must be close to 50 episodes now. I thought I'd throw one back. How close are we? How many episodes have we done yet?
Too many. But, before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys at Region Arcade. Get yourself an awesome coffee. Listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve, with his sup, y'all, is going to bring back a segment that we forgot last week, and we got a bit of backlash for it. So here it comes. Here's Steve's sexy lawn chat.
Here it is, turd freaks. The moment you've been waiting for. It's time for Steve's lawn chat.
So, Steve, what do you got for us lawn-wise? And if you'd give us donuts like you did a couple of weeks ago, we're going to have some very angry listener.
Well, it's a winter. I've told you, Santa, and it's not a winter lawn.
Yeah.
But I was meant to mow it last week. Didn't get to it. So this is the week. I'm going to mow it. I'm going to hedge it.
Are you concerned with the forecast of rain that may electrocute you with your shitty electric lawnmower?
It's funny because my massive long extension cord is frayed at certain points. So it is actually
So this is almost turning into an extreme sport. So it's almost like, because it's so dangerous, it's a lot better than just a regular petrol lawnmower.
It's like that real ninja show. What's that real ninja show? I feel like I'm always doing obstacles and stuff.
Oh, the Japanese ones?
What's that one? I think it's like, there's an Australian one, I think. Isn't it Australian?
Like Wipeout or...
I don't know.
Ninja Warrior?
Ninja Warrior or some shit, yeah. Yeah, actually it's nothing like that. I don't know where that came from. So yeah, I'll be mowing the lawn, giving a bit of a line. I did, though, last week, get around the edges because the neighbours, their shit comes through. I told you about the front lawn. It happens in the back as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so shit
you
comes
just got
through.
mixing. You've got grass on grass mixing on both sides.
Yeah, it's a melting pot of lawn in my...
No.
Yeah, so I did... I went around the side and poisoned the shit out of that stuff.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so hopefully in a week or two we'll see that shit, dead for some
and
time.
just some nice Aryan lawn. Santa Ana lawn on your place. That's all we have.
That's right, yeah.
Well, hopefully Steve can ethnically cleanse the grass in his house. But we're going to move on. Now, we're recording this early on a Thursday because guess what, people? I'm going on holiday next week. So, this is a shout out early. We won't have a show next week. But...
Oh, I don't know. Maybe old Steve might put out a show on his own. Oh, you didn't consider that, did you? Oh, you should see. No, I'm getting a bit of a stare down here at the moment. I'm actually feeling a bit uncomfortable at the moment.
I'm caring about our listener. And I don't think I want to subject them to 20 minutes of you just going, what's in the paper today?
That's the joke's on you because it's going to be 40 minutes actually. So we'll see how we go.
40 minutes of Make America Great Again. But we recorded this day early and it's after Game 3 of the NBA Finals. So not much to talk about because the series is over. So by the time this show comes out, probably be Tuesday. We usually release these Tuesdays. Game 4 will have happened, which I'm assuming will be the closeout game. And possibly Game 5 by then, which, given that the Cavs get all sorts of calls like they did in Game 4 last year, it will go 5, but this series is well and truly over. Steve, thoughts on Game 3?
Actually, I thought Cavs come out really strong, and it was really good. And I think, why they come out strong was because they did actually move the ball a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Love was good. J.R. Smith was okay at the start.
JR played his role that he's supposed to play.
Yeah.
Kevin Love played the role he was supposed to play.
Yeah.
The biggest addition was fucking where's Rodney Hood been in Game 1 and 2?
Yeah, he had a good game. But I felt in the second half, though, and this is only my opinion, it felt like as soon as Warriors started making the run, Cavs went to playing shit basketball. Yeah. And it really, really bothers me, man, because LeBron... There was plays where he would dribble it 15 times. McGee would come out. He'd fake left. He wants to pull up for a three. No, he's going to go. He got it. And he wastes 20 seconds of the shot clock,
Yep.
drives, then kicks it, and when JR has to hit a stupid 3 and misses, you can see the death stares from LeBron. I'm like, that's bad offense, man.
I actually felt bad for JR because every defensive mishap, everyone stares at him, even if it's not his fault. And he's usually guarding Steph or Clay, or they even chuck him on KD every now and then. So he's always got the toughest defense thing, and his job is to stand there and shoot. Yeah. And, you know, he loves a contested shot, but he'll almost wait until he's got someone on him. But it's just like he's got a shit role. Like, it's almost like now they're just like, we don't trust him, but he has to be out there. So I do feel bad for JR. I mean, like I said, he messed up game 1. He messed up the series. This series will always be known as the JR series.
Yes, it will be. Yeah.
But, you know, I think he's had a bit of a tough run since then. You are very correct. The ball doesn't move a whole lot in the second half, and the Warriors just have an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
The fact that you can have your best player, Steph Curry, go 1 for 14, John Starks, like, as Brett liked to point out.
Yes.
And then still be bailed out by the fact that I think KD missed about 6 shots for the whole game. Scored 43 points. You know, and like the fact that you have a guy like Clay can get hot, give you 40. Steph can get hot, give you 40. Durant can get hot, give you 40. I don't remember a team that has that sort of offensive firepower, like, ever in the sort of, 20-odd years I've been watching basketball.
I tend to agree, and I don't think Warriors are a great basketball team in the old sense of the word. They've just got so much firepower that they'll do is beat you.
Oh, no, I back them as a team. That's the one.
What do you mean as a team? Like, I don't
because
think
they all believe in each other.
Well, of course they do, because they're unbelievable shooters.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but they like, even on the defensive side of the ball, they're surprisingly good at defense. Obviously, Steph's a liability.
Yeah.
But, like Durant this year has, led the team in blocks. Like, he will contest. Like, he's been dunked on a few times because he'll contest at the ring.
Yeah.
And like, Clay will give good wing defense, which is hard to do these days.
Yeah.
Iggy is the most underrated player on that team. Essentially, probably aside from Sean Livingston. Sean Livingston is an embarrassment of riches for them because they got him so cheap because he came back off the broken leg and stuff. He's 6'7", and if you put him in the starting lineup of any team, he'd be no good. But the fact that he gets to run the second team against other clubs' second teams, he is just the best of the second teams.
But I don't think they're a great team. They shoot a lot of contested shots.
They do because
because they're good enough to shoot it, not because there's like great ball movement and they get open. I guess it's the style of basketball the game is at the moment. But KD, he could have easily went like 9 for 30 today. Well, he just happened that he was on. Man.
The thing that I've noticed in this series and in the last series is they have such a threat of the 3-point shot from like 3 of their primary ball handlers, being Steph, Clay, and KD, that whenever they do pick and roll, you have to go over the screen all the time.
That's right.
Which allows saw in game 2, I think it was, McGee was like 6 for 6 because he just rolls to the rim. He's got a point guard on him. They just lob it over the top. He gets to dunk it.
Yeah.
Because you have to respect the 3-point shot. With any other team, they run the pick and roll. You're like, well, I might go under this screen and let him take that 3-point shot. You can't do that with the Warriors. And I've just never seen a team that can shoot as well as this.
That's right. But yeah, and that's right. But I think that comes down to talent. I don't know if there's great plays being run. I don't. It's not like if you watch Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Even like last year when they were competing, their old team, and they're still competing because of ball movement and good structure. They missed their best player this year. That's pretty much why Spurs obviously bombed out. But remember those old videos? You just watch these dudes. Picks and screens off the balls and back cuts.
There's also a lot of Spurs basketball that you can go back to. I think you tagged me in a video where they just, 7 straight players just dumped the ball into Duncan in the post and he just put in baskets.
That was his. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, that was his rookie years. But that's how the basketball team evolved. Whereas now, I think they just got so much talent. They don't have to run many plays.
No.
And then, to be honest with you, not many plays are run in NBA at all, other than the pick and roll. But I don't know. To me, the Warriors, KD could have easily missed 5 shots today, and they could have lost. He just happened to be on.
Well, that's the thing that they said. If one of them's off, then the other one's on. It's very rare that they're all off.
That's right.
But we're going to move on to more talent.
Okay.
We're going to move on to the greatest, sort of the greatest sporting event that ever graces the earth. World Cup.
Oh, okay.
And I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about your Socceroos. All right, this is the greatest collection of athletes Australia's ever. This is bullshit. I can't even finish that sentence. But I am excited.
Yeah,
I mean, I will be away. We have to be in some sort of beach club at some god earthly. I don't know the time difference between Russia and Bali, but I'm hoping it's not too much.
I think our first game for us is 7:30 on Saturday.
Yeah, but like I said, it's
time.
the Bali time. I don't know the difference.
Oh, of
so
course,
I'm
yeah,
going to
of course,
figure it all out, and I'm a bit basic. So this could be tough for me.
Yeah, okay.
But I do have to find somewhere. But I'm assuming there's a couple of expat pubs over there.
Oh yes,
I'll be able to find it and tune in because I will be away for game 1 against France. But this is the thing about the Socceroos. We play really well against teams we should have no chance against, and we play shite against the teams that we should be destroying. So it's one of those things. I'm sort of quietly optimistic, but I'm hoping that we can put in a good effort.
So who's in our group? So obviously we're playing France in the first game. To be honest with you, I really have shown very little interest. All I know is Timmy Cahill's
Timmy Cahill's mate, and I don't enjoy follow-up questions. I have stats off the top of my head, and if I don't have the stuff ready, then I can't go back to it. But the thing I can tell you that I'm very excited about is the fact that there's no Italy.
Oh, okay, yes.
Call it pettiness, and the
Is
fact
that because you're mates?
Yeah, mostly because of my mates.
okay.
Yeah, like my mates. I was disappointed. I mean, it was bizarre. Okay, it was like first Team USA's not in. You're like, oh shit, they're usually a given.
Yeah.
And then there was no Netherlands. I was like, oh wow. Like I always have a soft spot for the Dutch national team. And then it was like, no Italy. I'm like, every cloud has a silver lining.
So who's the favourite? Is it Germany?
Germany's the
Argentina?
favourite. And I'm partially consider myself an honorary Bavarian. I love Germany. That's the place I've lived the longest outside of Adelaide.
What about Greece? You stayed there for a while.
I stayed in Greece for three and a half months. I stayed in Germany for 6 months. So,
okay, right.
An extended stay.
Yeah.
Germany embraced me. It brought me in, maybe one of their own. And ever since then, beer and pretzels, I'm all about it. Sauerkraut, not so much. I think that's why they keep me out. But I do love Germany. I love the way the German national team goes about it. But it's very rare that the favourite going into the tournament wins. And they won the last one. So you got to hold out hope for teams like your Brazil, your traditional ones, your Portugal. The one that I'm, sort of keen on is Argentina. Now, Argentina hasn't won in forever, and it almost gets into the debate with the whole, almost like Michael Jordan and LeBron debate, which has been squashed now that I've put up that picture about Phil Smythe.
That was a good one.
Yeah, the general one, that one.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's always there's another side war with that one with the Messi and Ronaldo.
Sure.
Who's better out of those two? And it's very strong on either side. And the thing is, it's a tough one because they are in the same generation and they do play against each other. With the other ones, like with Jordan and LeBron, it's like, they're playing different generations and this and that. It's all different. Same with like Ali and Tyson. Different eras. But these guys are playing together.
That's right.
And it used to be Messi was only compared to Maradona, the other famous, Argentinian.
Yeah.
And he got a World Cup.
Yeah.
By cheating, but got a World Cup. But that's the big thing now. It's like, well, seems to be the only knock on Messi is that he hasn't won a major tournament. He hasn't even won Copa America. Like, at least, Portugal have won a Euro, but they haven't won a World Cup. Because World Cup's tough to win.
That's right.
But he hasn't, Messi hasn't won anything, any major tournament. So that's always the big knock on him. Like, yes, this guy is one of the greatest players of all time. But until you lead your country, it does sort of tarnish a legacy a little bit. So I'm just hoping, this is one of those things, like I'm not a huge Messi guy. I would choose Messi over Ronaldo. But
would you really?
Yeah, because
why's that?
Part of me is because I'm old. And I love original Ronaldo.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah.
And especially
Ronaldo,
then became Fat Ronaldo.
Yeah.
When he was playing at Inter Milan or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was always a Figo guy.
Okay, yeah.
And so I remember, me and my friend were watching, mate Andy, watching the final Portugal-Greece from the Euros, the year that Greece won the Euro. Just out of nowhere, when their fucking horrible offensive score early on a header from a corner, and then just park 10 guys inside the box for the rest of the 90 minutes. It was horrible to watch. But you could see that balance of power shift with the young lion, like young Ronaldo and old man Figo. And Figo just did not want, because Figo was Portugal before that for years, like a decade. And all of a sudden this young punk's coming through and you could tell that, Ronaldo came in with that arrogance, the cockiness, Of
course.
He's got the ability, but he just came in and it just rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm just like, nah, I don't like him, a Figo guy. I'm going to go the old line.
But what a rig he's got, man. He's pretty in shape, his old Ronaldo.
Yeah, right. That's the first thing you're going to point to. Not his talent, not the goals, not the...
Dude, you're wearing nothing. It's winter and we're going to singlet shorts. I'm just saying, man. I thought you'd appreciate his rig.
Are you getting turned on, Steve? Do we need to turn the mic off for a second? Do you need a breather? Do you need to step outside and just cool off?
I'll flush this. I'm old, I know, but fuck. But do you see the top 10 highest paid sports people? Do you see that in the...
I did, actually, and neither of those two were second and third.
Second and third, that's right. Well, Mayweather...
Had a big year.
Yeah. Hadn't fought in 3 or 4 years. Fights once, makes 300.
Yep.
I think it was Messi 2, Ronaldo 3, Mayweather.
No, McGregor.
McGregor.
Yeah,
McGregor 4, and then your boy LeBron 5, maybe.
I think so.
Someone else, then Steph 6. And then a couple of football players. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, the quarterbacks, they make big
money.
Yeah, they make it up around like 25, 30 million.
But a lot of these guys are making a lot of money. Lewis Hamilton, who wasn't on the list, he was somewhere around the 60 million mark.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's not bad for driving cars
and
living that lifestyle. So, yeah, there's a lot of money out there in the world there.
Well, that's the thing, that's the beautiful thing about the World Cup. It does bring like some of the richest athletes in the world. Like, it is the world game. It's the biggest sport in the world. And it's just such a spectacle. Even if, like I said, like we go for Australia... Let's be honest, they're not going to be great, but I will still wake up at fucking 2 a.m. on a regular World Cup just to watch, watch someone like Holland versus Belgium. Because like, these guys are the best of the best. I'm not a big club soccer guy anymore, but I will get up for a special event like this.
Yeah, it comes around every 4 years. Yeah, you make the effort. Yep.
But the only problem is, it's not going to be the same this year because unfortunately, like last year, the sad passing of Les Murray, and so Les Murray was a broadcaster here in Australia on SBS, and he was sort of he was the soccer guy, and he was involved with soccer here with, in Australia with SBS for 20 years, 30 years?
Definitely.
And so
way back.
To listen to just the coming in and out of the ad breaks without him saying this is the 28th World Cup of football, with his thick accent and stuff like that. It's just, it's going to be sad. It's almost like that first year you didn't have Richie calling the cricket.
Sure.
It's just, these the iconic voices and these iconic things that make these moments even better.
Yeah, definitely, and that had me thinking after watching State of Origin last night. Although I didn't get to, I fell asleep for the second half, which I was really disappointed with.
Well, League's not the greatest sport in the world.
Really,
that game was good. I'll give that game credit. It was good, but I'm just saying, in general, League. Not the best sport.
I totally agree with you. I can't watch. I don't care for the actual the NRL, league NRL. But State of Origin gets me up every time, and I'm really disappointed I didn't put it in my my list of top rivalries.
I think that was the only one we didn't get. I got the Liverpool Everton one.
Yep.
And people said you forgot about State of Origin. I'm like, it's because we live in not the eastern states.
That's right.
So yeah.
But at the MCG last night was killer. Yeah. They had 80-something thousand people there.
That really is just a Homer sport here. Like it is.
It is so good, isn't it? Though the MCG. I heard that they may, and they this is rightfully so. They should be. The game one should always be elsewhere.
Yeah, neutral side. Yeah.
Neutral side. So whether it be at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
Because I'm going if it's Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
The new Perth Oval.
Yeah.
MCG being the 3. I reckon, and it'll be great for the sport of rugby.
Yep.
Anyway. Watching rugby, and one of the reasons I watch it is because Ray Warren's voice is like he's an angel, like the voice is amazing. And he used to do, I'm pretty sure he used to do the swimming.
Yeah.
And like swimming, for fuck's sake, you'd get around it. It's going to be Thorpe.
Yeah.
Because Ray Warren was calling the fucking...
But that's the thing, like, that's the hardest thing about... I mean, people go, you're just talking to a microphone. It's like, it's hard to get up, because I know one of my favourite sportcasters is Joe Buck. In the States. So he does, like, his dad was a commentator, he was a commentator. He gets like ragged and like heavily ragged on for some of the calls he's made. Like one of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history was a catch by a guy named David Tyree. It was the Giants versus the Patriots. This is when the Patriots were the undefeated season.
Right.
Heavy favourites going into the Super Bowl and lost. It was the only loss they had for the year was in the grand final.
Yeah.
And there was a throw where like the quarterback for the Giants, Eli Manning, just threw it, pretty much closed his eyes, threw it upfield. This guy caught it by pretty much like pinning it to his helmet. And all, because he just thought, there would be a penalty. Because you know what it's like, whenever a play goes too long in the NFL, you expect, there's going to be a penalty, it's going to get come back. Yeah. Right. So you just hear, caught, Tyree, that's an amazing catch. And that's it. And everyone's like, you didn't really capture the excitement of the moment. It's like, he's like, fuck, I thought it was going to get flagged and called back. You don't want to be the guy that goes like, this is for a wrestling reference, like me and you, like, I used to love the old Vince McMahon calls of the 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. It's just getting too excited too early.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be the sportscaster that gets too excited too early because then everyone will be like, oh, you got excited and nothing happened. So it's a pretty lose-lose situation.
Right.
So it's a lot tougher job than people give it credit for.
Well, shit, yeah. I don't think anyone's putting my voice in the top 10 of all time either. So, I totally accept that. But I started thinking about, who are the iconic voices? Who are the voices that are synonymous with sports? So, for example, being Adelaide being an AFL kind of town, Bruce McAvaney to me is the voice.
He's the voice?
I think so. I think he's the voice.
Because I give it to Dennis. Like, I'm a Dennis Cometti man.
But is he your favourite, or do you think he's the voice? He doesn't do it anymore, man.
I don't even do it anymore, but for me, he was the one because he's like, Bruce gets so excited and delicious and all that sort of BS.
Yes.
But like, I also equate Bruce more with Olympics. Because he was in the Olympics. So as far as just footy, that's why I go Dennis Cometti, because he had all the puns.
He was very good.
Centimetre perfect, gun barrel straight, like it was bobbing up and down like a cork in the ocean. I love all that bullshit. And that's what I equate purely with footy. So that's why for me, he's my voice for footy. I'm not saying Bruce is wrong, I'm just saying he's my voice for footy.
Okay, well this is my fucking segment, alright? So Bruce is in, Cometti's out. Ray Warren, obviously. Like I said, how can you... the Olympics, and he doesn't do it anymore, but when the Olympics was on and the swimming, anyway, when he did the swimming and Forpey would come through with that 400, or the 1500, it was so good. Ray Warren's voice is unbelievable. Martin Tyler.
Yes.
When you watch the soccer, and he doesn't do the Premier League stuff, but he always kind of does. I think he might be contracted to SBS. He always does the
Champions
FA Cup
League,
and the Champions League.
He always does the big games. Like he's usually our commentator for World Cup games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What a voice, man. What a voice that dude is, man.
And then you've got to go back to when it comes to halftime and get Craig Foster like, Craig Foster.
I hate that,
I'm just going to trash everyone in the Socceroos because when I played for Socceroos, it was shit. Oh, fucking Craig Foster. Does my head in. And the only thing that makes me happy is that he's greater than I am. And, and that's very rare.
Yeah, so, and then you got Leggett. I think it's in the
Phil Leggett,
the bike guy. Oh my god!
You can sit there. Let's say, that's how good Phil Liggett's voice is the fact that neither of us are a cyclist.
No way.
But I will sit there and listen to some tours, watch some Tour de France, and don't have to be watching it. Just listen to him describe what they're doing, what the peloton's doing, the background, what they're going through, what they're about to go through. He's just got one of those voices, and he can just to do I did my solo podcast for 20 minutes, and I was struggling.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Yeah. Obviously, I bring out the best in you.
Okay.
You think you're going to bring up them awesome lines last week without me? I mean, come on.
You do set me up quite well. But but to just and he's calling that for half an hour blocks, ages and ages, and by himself. It's a very, very tough job. It's a very underrated skill. And so Phil's definitely one of the top ones.
Definitely. Another one I like, obviously from our world, is good old JR.
Yeah.
Jim Ross. Not necessarily my favourite, but probably so I really like those old Jesse Ventura, Gorilla
I was going to say, if we're going to go wrestling, just for our wrestling fans, if you're not a wrestling fan, just divulge us for a minute.
Yes.
Who would you go with as the best team?
Well, JR and King was good.
JR and King is very, very good.
And there was a good time.
Yep.
There was a really good time in the 90s and Stone Cold. But see, the golden era for me is still those 80s, man.
Yeah.
And it's still Hogan versus Andre.
So, but who are you putting it? So, because
Gorilla Monsoon.
I'm putting there's maybe 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's name the teams.
I'll put the teams out with the option. You got Gorilla and Jesse.
Yes.
Gorilla and Heenan.
Okay, I do like Heenan, but
Vince and Jesse.
Yeah.
Or Vince and Heenan. So it was always one of the either you had your colour your play-by-play guy, which is usually Vince or Gorilla.
Yeah.
And then your colour guy. So who did you prefer as your colour guy? Who did you prefer as your play-by-play guy?
Well, I like Gorilla. I like that voice is amazing.
Yeah,
he was,
And he was just he told the story so well because he stuck up for the good guy.
Yeah.
No matter what, he really put over the faces, and they always had Heenan and Jesse really putting over the heels. It was a very easy story to sell back then.
Yes, I'm going to say Jesse. I think I really liked Heenan, but I kind of liked Heenan more in WCW.
Yeah.
Him and Shivani.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say I like that mid 80s, WrestleMania 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of stuff. Ventura and Gorilla.
Yeah.
But having said that, I'll put JR in for this.
Yeah, okay, that's all right. That's fair. Because he's become, like I said, he sort of almost did it for longer.
Yeah, he
like,
did.
So he has become, like, for the generation that like came after us, he's sort of like the guy. I mean, they've got Michael Cole, and he's been doing it for a long time. Like I said, he's all right. He's okay, but it is, like I said, it's a very fucking hard job.
Yeah.
It's very hard, especially now, because it's basically talking sound bites, get all these plugs in, and then call the wrestling. Like, it's not, the calling the actual wrestling is secondary to advertising.
That's right. And the voice itself. You have to have the voice, you know?
It's hard. But the thing is, okay, so we're talking about unique voices then. We'll go back to our favourite then.
Yeah.
With the NBA.
Yes.
Who are you picking? Marv Albert or Kevin Harlan?
Well, it's funny because, I mean...
or the guy from Indiana that goes, boom, baby, every time Reggie Miller hits the three. And that's the only other option throwing in there. And
there's another one who did I think did the college games, like, boom goes the dynamite. He ended up on Tosh or something. Look,
Marv Albert.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Jordan for 3 years. When Jordan was playing, I guess that was my favourite time.
Or my favourite call of all time. From the Knicks game, Smith for 3, no good. You heard that one a lot.
Well, look, Marv is my guy. The other guy, he's on the 2K game, so kids these days hear him all the time, and he's got a great voice. And sometimes people confuse the two.
Yeah,
they do have that like a similar kind of
cadence and
exactly. But I'm going Marv.
Yeah,
who you going?
I'm gonna go Kevin Harlan purely because. Not because I was like disagreeing with you, because like I said, I do have a soft spot for Marv because, like I said, Knicks are my other team, and I always love watching Knicks games, and I do love that, just baseline joke, yes. I love that. There's something really strong about that. But Kevin Harlan has one of the greatest calls of all time.
Okay,
it's not just the Ray Allen 3 in the corner.
Yes.
This is a Monday night football game from a couple of years ago between it was at the time, the LA Rams had just moved and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, at the time, both teams, rubbish, stunk. And the game, terrible. It was so boring to watch. It was like one of the worst games, especially on a Monday night football. That's their premier game usually.
Yeah.
The Monday night football game. And it was like bordering on unwatchable. It was like both offenses were doing nothing. And the score was like 3-6 or something. It was shit house.
Yeah.
Someone rushes the field. And now whenever someone sort of, like there's a pitch invader, they don't show it.
No, that's right, no.
Kevin Harlan decides, fuck it, I'm going to add some spice to this.
Cool.
I'm going to call it. Because people can't see it. He's just like, this guy's escaping security guards. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. This man is drunk. Like, he just kept calling it like he was calling the pitch invader because it was the only exciting bit of the whole fucking game. And he was just going through it. He's running around. This guy is drunk. Somebody catch him. He spins around one defender. Security guard can't get him. And it's just, I tell everybody to look it up. Look, Kevin Harlan, Monday Night Football would be the first thing that pops up on YouTube. It is hilarious. It's one of those things like, and that's why, me, bit of novelty, you'll win me over every time. So that one I'm giving to Kevin Harlan.
So Marv wearing high heels and stuff. That's not novelty
Marv's cross-dressing and biting people on the ankles with Lawrence Taylor. I think he might just slip to number 2 for that.
And look, and one close to our hearts is our own, one of our most favourite sports is cricket.
Yep.
And and there was a really good there was a comedian who he got famous by recreating their voice. He did the 12th man stuff. He did it really, really well because these guys had such distinct voices
and characteristics and their personalities and
that he nailed it. Billy Birmingham, his name was, and he did and he does this 12th man thing. And the three I feel are the most deserving, iconic is Richie Benaud.
Yep.
Tony Gregg and Bill Laurie.
Yeah.
And Tony Gregg and Bill Laurie is funny because, they got... they had that back and forth as well. Not only did they have the great voices and the history, they both played at a high level.
They were almost like Gorilla and Jesse. They were very fun. Like similar sort of characteristics and personalities. Right. They were very, very good.
And they bounced off each other and, they were iconic, especially through the 80s and 90s. They were so, so good. Having said that, the cricket team, the cricket commentators have always been pretty good, I feel. Even the new age guys, but those guys are iconic. They're legendary.
The new guys do their bit. And,
the Channel 9 guys, I'm not really up to I don't really like the Big Bash guys. I don't like Mark Waugh whatsoever.
Do you know who likes
Mark
Waugh?
That dude's a dick.
Mark Waugh.
He does me.
Although I just love the classic stupid Australian thing of the fact that Mark Waugh's a twin.
Yes.
But he came out second.
Yeah.
So his nickname is Junior.
That's right, yeah.
I do love that.
And he wasn't as good.
No. But yeah, and I'm not a big fan of Ricky Ponting and just that I can't remember Tim something, but just the Channel 10 guy. You know, they've always got like one actual journalist in there, or like one actual like radio personality, and
Right.
or
I know
TV
the guy.
personality.
I know the guy you're talking about.
So they're okay. But yeah, I'm more looking forward to. I think the Big Bash is moving to Channel 7.
That's right.
So see who they've got there, because they've got James Brayshaw now. So they pinched James Brayshaw from.
Oh, the cricket has got. That's right. It's not even at Channel 9 anymore.
Yeah, it got moved. So
that's
gonna be. It's gonna be a whole new team. So we're gonna have like there's gonna be generations of kids growing up to different voices.
That's
in the summer.
right. Yeah,
so,
that's disappointing. Because I didn't even mind that Mark Nichols, the English guy who runs it. I think he's good. Healy, I like Healy Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
The one thing I enjoyed about the 12th Man bit, the more recent ones, is they made Mark Nichols, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
They made him like this really suave English guy. So they
Yeah,
made him
that's
like,
cool.
remember they used to talk about, what's his name? In the early 12th Man ones, who was the handsome one? The guy that used to host Wide World of Sports.
Sutcliffe.
No,
Kenny
not
Sutcliffe.
No.
Isn't it?
No, is it Ken Sutcliffe?
I'm sure it is Kenny Sutcliffe, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Anyway, go on.
That's the one. Yeah, they made him say
I'm
like
pretty
his
sure
character.
so.
You know, they always had that one
Yeah.
character that was like, "Oh, this is a ladies' man," and they've done that
Yeah.
with Mark Nicholas in the more recent 12th Man
Brilliant.
ones. So definitely worth having a listen to there. But we're going to finish off, guys. We're a little bit short on time today. We're rushing through this because
Someone's going to go on holiday. You
That's
know
right.
what? I'm going to go.
Where?
I go back to 2 screaming kids. My wife.
No, mate, you chose this life. You're going to be swimming in Bali with me, having like some sort of horrible concoction of a cocktail out of a coconut, and walking around without your shirt on like a douchebag.
Yeah,
But you chose to have kids and love a wife.
Yeah.
Ugh, what a fag. But we're going to go switch gears
Yeah.
to something that's now in Steve's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Steve, what's this is coming from Steve?
Yeah.
What's the best Disney movie these days, mate?
Well,
Tell me about. Well, do you want to rate them in as
let's
far as
put a bit
movies
of
or their
context here.
songs?
No, let's put a bit of context here. So Sophia, she loves singing songs.
Yeah.
And you know how like you get words wrong?
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah. Well, she started singing that Justin Timberlake, you know, the dance song. The feeling. What the fuck is that? You know, the dance. Yeah. Well, she was singing this line.
Jeez, I have golden pipes, don't I?
We need to do another rock ballads one, and maybe you can run it, and you can really, you know, belt out them tunes.
Well, no, you've got rock ballads covered, so I
Yeah.
don't want to cut into your lunch, mate. But tell me more about the singing, Sophia.
Well, anyway, so she's singing this line, and she's like, she keeps saying, "I want to see you. It's not my fault."
Yeah.
And like, but we knew the fucking melody.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I started googling these
Yeah.
lines because she used to sing all the time. It was really, really funny. Anyway, one thing led to another, and I figured out, I think it sounded like Justin Timberlake song. Anyway, it's not. I want to see you. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
It is. Fuck, I actually can't remember it. Anyway, it was from this movie called Trolls.
Okay.
Okay, this is where I'm going with this. So it was Trolls.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, and Johnny goes, the wife goes, oh, that's meant to be pretty good. And I said, well, it's not going to be one of my favourites because my favourites are things like Moana, Lion King, and something like that. So then I said to Speed, not that you don't have kids. What's your favourite Disney film? And he kind of looked at me like he's looking at me now, like, what the fuck are you talking about, old man? But they do some really quality stuff. And I don't want to just say it's Disney. I want to say there's animated films.
Yeah, so like your Pixar and all that sort of
Pixar,
stuff.
like Shrek can get in there, Madagascar if you like it. So I'm just curious, and totally, and I know I'm not sure the listeners might have turned off by now, but I'm just curious, what's your views as an adult who doesn't have children, who doesn't see it? Because it's on in my household day in, day out.
I get this is how I get to know the new ones.
Okay.
Because I get them through. Like yourself, like you tell me how Sophia loves Moana.
Yeah.
My friend Amy, her daughter loves the live action Jungle Book.
Oh,
that's
so
her one.
good. Yes.
One of my cousins, her little boy loves Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay,
That's his one. And even
yep.
my cousin, when she was younger, every time we went to their house, I think I've seen Aladdin like a billion times.
Yes.
And by the same token, if you came to our house as kids, like me and my brother were in love with Robin Hood. So
Yes,
like every
yes.
kid has their, and so it's one of those ones like, which one do you not hate? That's what helped because I feel sorry for mate Luca, his daughter, thanks to Andy, good old Andy, he's a shitbag, but he introduced, like his daughter didn't know about this on her own. Andy introduced it to her, and now Luca's life has been taken over by Frozen.
Oh, yeah, Frozen.
And that one's like, okay, but I can see how that would really grate on your nerves after a while. So I'm going to take that one off the table. But my favourite is the one that, I mean, it's coming out with a sequel now, which I might take my nephew to, even though he will be like 1 year old and have no idea what's going on, but it just gives me an excuse to go to a kid's movie without looking like a weirdo because I have a kid with me.
Yes.
Said that really fast.
You did.
But The Incredibles.
Okay,
That was always my favourite. No
Yeah.
songs, no faffing about.
Yeah, there's no
but
musical.
Really, really good story. Like, and it's just the dad. Like, it's just
Oh,
dad being a dad, even though he's a superhero, he's still got to go back to being a fucking dad. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it was really, really good. It goes through all the sort of dad issues that you have and the family things, but it's just like, man, this guy's a superhero. He shouldn't be going through this. But yeah, it was great. It was a great story.
I love those. And I love those films. Like much like The Simpsons turned out to be that. You know that. Okay, it is an animated film, but there's so much adult humor in it.
I think they realised that after sort of the success of Shrek, that like if we sort of not tailor them to adults, but if we throw enough stuff in there to keep the adults entertained, then you know they won't mind this one because they know what kids are like. This video is going to be on repeat. So if you can throw in some content that the adults will like, then you're more likely to get it played than anything else.
And that's the funny thing that you said that because like my daughter Sophia, she will watch. Like so, she's got all of them.
Yeah.
We got Netflix. She's got 25 DVDs, and she loves all of the films. But she'll watch the same one for about 3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
back to back to back, and then it kind of goes in the shelf, and then she'll pull out the next one. So the only relief I had was when she was watching Toy Story, and she would watch 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
and you know she cycled through
that again. Yeah.
But I'm very excited because Toy Story 4 is being made.
Yeah, I heard about
that. And one of my favorites. And it probably be my favourite. Oh, it's a tough call, man. It's a very good one. It's a tough one. It's Lion King.
Yeah.
Now, Lion King. I love just the story of the brother. I think it's actually stems or it's based around. Is it Macbeth? Is it one of the Shakespeare's stories where it's loosely based around? But they're actually going to make a live action.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
I'm very excited. Sophia's never been to the cinema before.
Yeah.
She's going to Disney on Ice later this month.
Yeah.
But she's never been to cinema, and that's going to be her first cinematic
experience.
I'm so excited to take her. Just meet dad and daughter.
When was the last time you've been to a cinema?
I've been to the cinema. I was going to watch Solo. I'm still trying to work out the time to me and the homies to watch the Han Solo.
The Han Solo. But all I'm just saying is, if you haven't been to cinema for a while, bring some cash. Because
oh really? Yeah.
Like the tickets, funny. Like now,
$10 tickets.
Cinemas are like $10 tickets. They're still slugging you $87 for a small popcorn now. So it's like that's where they're getting you. They're like, come in, $10. Come take a seat. Oh, you're hungry? You thirsty? Yeah. And that's when they go up.
They turn the heat up.
Yeah.
You know,
and then like you're eating popcorn, you're like, oh, I'm really thirsty. I need a big water, a big soft drink. Oh yeah, that'd be $3,700. Like,
yeah. Well, to be fair, they are fucking gallon sized drinks, man. I pulled my back out one time, fucking carry one.
We'll sustain a family of 4 for about a week.
That's exactly right, man.
But yeah, so that's one thing we'll leave to you guys. We'll get you to chime in. We're going to have a week off, or unless Steve wants to come in and do his
yes. Be prepared, folks.
Okay.
To be entertained.
Well, I do get back early, so if I get back on the Monday, we might even have to do one of our quickly Tuesday joints and
sure.
Catch and release on the day.
Yep.
So I won't guarantee that we're going to have a week off, but we do need to get your feedback on this one because this is one that even the toughest of tough guys, like all the boys from wrestling, will actually argue about as well. What is the best, or maybe even top 3 Disney films? Disney, Pixar, animated films, like feature films. What are the best ones? Because I'm throwing in...
What are you throwing in?
I'm throwing in Incredibles.
Yep.
I'm throwing in... what's the name? Robin Hood.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's so good. I haven't seen that in years.
Sword in the Stone is a tough out for me.
Yeah.
It's a really tough out, same as Hercules.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to throw in... I want to say Toy Story 2, but I'll probably go with Toy Story 3 because it made me cry.
Toy Story 3. Well done. Yes. Like the Rocky films, I can't separate the Toy Stories. I'm going to put them all in one.
Yep.
So that's going to be one of them. Lion King's the other one. And dude, you got to get on it.
Moana.
I'll
try to give that a bell. If it's on the plane while I'm flying over there, I might give it a watch. But that's going to be us for this week, guys. Don't forget to leave your top 3 Disney films. And don't forget to rate and review the show, guys. Send it out. Share it with everybody else. And we'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.